Hey everyone, welcome to Southern Crafts Corner. Today we're going to take this Dollar Tree picture frame, some Dollar Tree wood cutouts, and make a primitive shelf sitter for your tier tray or just somewhere in your house to add a little primitive country piece to your home for Valentines. So I have this color called Rustic Red. It's a chalk paint. We're going to be using some cinnamon. I have a screwdriver. I have some nice fabric and raffia set aside to make a bow. We're going to use some Mod Podge, and I have little mini heart cutouts. So I'm going to go ahead and remove, there's a little clip hanger on this that I'm going to go ahead and take out with that screwdriver. And now it's time to paint the heart in Rustic Red. So after all my hearts are painted, it's time to add a little primitive flair to the heart that has some beautiful cut little maybe hearts inside of it. So I'm taking Mod Podge with a daubing sponge and I'm applying a very generous coat on top. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some cinnamon and sprinkle it all over the top and do this in several layers until it has a nice thick coating. Always love the way this looks when it is dry. So now that this is all dry, we're going to go ahead and hot glue this to the top layer of the Rustic Red heart and give it a really cool two-dimensional look. And that red just really pops through the background of it. Go ahead and make sure you line up your holes as well, so that way those two are in an even space there. All right, so now it's time to build a bow for this. I have this burlap ribbon in like a cream color, and then I also have it in a tan. And I decided to layer them together and just evenly put the thinner strip on top of the thicker one. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut that in half. And we're gonna go ahead and start to place some fabric strips all on top of this. I went ahead and used different fabric that looked really primitive. And I'm also gonna go ahead and take some raffia and we're gonna wrap this around your hand, get several layers, and then you're gonna scrunch it in the center and add it to the center of this bow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little scrap of raffia and do a double knot around the center part of this bow and get this nice and tied, and then we're gonna start to glue down everything. I glued down my little wooden hearts that were painted, I'm gonna go ahead and glue down just some little pieces of the fabric onto the frame just so it sits exactly how I want it to on there. And then you'll also see I decided to add a couple more hearts on here just to fill it out a bit more. Now behind my heart, I put a little white pom-pom. So it's nice and soft, and it just gives a little bit of cushion behind the heart so I can glue down the edges and get it resting right on top, and it's nice and even. So here's where I added those extra little hearts, and I just absolutely adore how this came out. Super simple project. You really don't have to do much to this frame. It just has a really great primitive look to it. I hope you're able to make this DIY, and if you like this video, come on over and check me out over at Southern Crafts Corner, and I hope to see you on our next craft.